Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ashley. Glad you can make it here with me today. I'm talking about a brand new release from Viseart, and I have the Soleil, and this is the 05 Petit Pro palette, and it looks like this. Now this palette is actually quite tiny, and the size really threw me for a loop. I was like, God, they were not lying when they said petite. They mean petite. I mean, my hands are very small. It fits like literally in the palm of my hand. And let me give you a little reference. So I think at this point we all kind of know what the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions or those little mini obsession palettes look like. So this is the size of that palette. And then this palette is definitely, when we're talking about width, is definitely like 3/4 of that. And then it's a little bit longer when you're talking about length-wise. And then I have the Colourpop little Make Up Your Mind palette right here. You know, this little guy right here. And so Viseart isn't lying when they're talking about petites. So this is my first time actually trying something from the brand Viseart. Nothing, I mean, it's been a few things that's caught my attention. I won't say nothing, but nothing that's just made me like pull the trigger and purchase anything. And not to say the quality is bad, but Viseart is definitely a pricier brand. They're definitely known for their matte shadows, and they're definitely known to be, you know, a brand that's very popular in maybe film and TV and music sets when pro makeup artists are using their products. They are, most of their palettes are all shimmer, or they're all matte, because you don't want any cross transference. Especially, you do not want any shimmers going into your matte shadows when you are doing makeup for like film or TV, because the sparkle can just kind of throw off the lighting of the camera and just kind of mess up the whole scene. So there's that. But you know, Viseart has been kind of reaching out to the masses and creating these little palettes. So they came out with two, and they are available now. They came out March 1st, and it is the 05, and I want to say the other one's the 04, which is the apricot version of it. And so I picked up the 05, which looks like this. It is super cute and comes with a little mirror in the back. And I love this yellow packaging. It just makes me feel of sunshine, warmth, like I need to be at the beach. It's 14 degrees outside. It's March 5th. Warm weather is just not in my forecast here in Chicago. But, so these are BeautyLish exclusives. So you can only find them at the BeautyLish website. And I actually put my name down. I saw Tintalia's review. If you don't know Tintalia, she has a great blog where she goes ahead and reviews the palettes and does swatches on the palettes. And she had the link to BeautyLish right there, and you can put your email address in for when the palette was readily available. So I decided to do that, and I got a text like the day before, and it was like, hey, this is such and such from BeautyLish. You can order the Petite Pro palettes now. And I was like, yes, I would like to order it. And I said I only want one. They said that's great. Give us your name, give us your address for shipping, and then give us the last 4 digits of the card you would like to pay with. I use PayPal, so that way, you know, I don't know if you're scared about fraud or anything like that. You know, nobody's just floating out there with your card numbers. And they sent me a confirmation, and then the next day it shipped out, and it was just that easy. I never even had to go to the website to even order the palette. So kudos to BeautyLish. And then I've heard the packaging is beautiful when it arrives in BeautyLish, and it is. And Sephora, you really need to step your game up, because stuff is not arriving broke from BeautyLish. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever ordered from BeautyLish before, but this is the outside box. So I had like a whole bunch of labels on it, but it says like this, BeautyLish, and then my address is all around it, so I don't want to open it. So it has that it was a package with love in Philadelphia by Darby, and she hand wrote her name in there. And then inside, literally, this was inside the box right here. Then there was tissue paper all in here. Then inside the tissue paper, my palette was inside there. Then there was a brown paper bag. Then I had bubble wrap over the outside packaging. I was a tiny bit thrown off because of the size. But if I did not mention before, the palette retails for $30. Once again, only on BeautyLish.com. And the shadows do have names. So I think about in my tutorial, I didn't realize the shadows have names, but the shadows have names. So sorry. They are on the back, and on the back of here you have your ingredients, you have the shadow names, but they are not on the palette anywhere, okay? So on the back it states that the palette is made of like recyclable material, the packaging, and then once you open it, it's good for 36 months. And if I did not mention it, the palette retails for $30. So let's go ahead and jump into some swatches so this video is not too long, because I do have 2 looks for you today. So now that I know that the shadows have names, I'm going to go ahead with the first swatch, and then I'll zoom you in closer so you can see it. I think I'm not ashy. So I'm going to start with the first row, then go on to the second row. So first shade is Pastel. The second shade we have is Taffy. Then we have Watermelon. And then Pastis, which is this bright yellow. In the second row we have Bonbon. We have Lavender. We have Marmalade. And then we have Soleil. So here are the swatches. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. My eyebrows are filled in using the ABH Brow Definer in the shade Caramel. And then I have my eyelids set, or actually primed, with some Primer Potion by Urban Decay in the shade Caffeine, and just have it blended out. So we're going to go in with the palette. It's cute, it's petite, looks like this, all nice and sunshiny yellow. So I think I'm really feeling playing with the purples and pinks and kind of reds today, and maybe a pop of yellow will make its way in there. So we'll see what happens here. And I'm gonna go in starting with a fluffy brush, and this is my Morphe M441 brush right here. And I'm gonna start with the shade, doesn't look like we have names. I'm gonna go right here with this particular cream shade. I'm gonna use this as a light transition shade, because imagine it's gonna be light. There we go. Yep. You know, give something like these bold colors to kind of blend into. I did not set my primer. I usually do not set my primer anymore, because I like usually the matte pigmentation out of shadows. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in. I want to see how this yellow plays. We're gonna go in with the yellow right here, and then we're gonna go in with the purple of it. Okay, so the yellow is picking up some. I did put that little other shade down, so it's just kind of like a little hint of yellow. Nothing super bright. And I'm just blending back and forth. I'm just building it up. And it's definitely like a light wash. It's pretty. And I'm just gonna build it up just a little bit more. But it is showing up nicely. And then keep in mind, I am using like a fluffier brush. So, you know, when you use fluffier brushes, the color particles are gonna kind of go everywhere, versus if you use like a tightly compacted brush, you just kind of keep it in that area. Okay, so now let's see. I think I was like, I want to use everything. Like, this shade is calling my name, this shade is calling my name, this shade and this shade. Everything's calling my name. Good grief. Okay, how do I want to play this? So we got the yellow down, and it looks fairly nice. It's showing up, give us a nice little wash right there. Let's see. Let's go into purple. Still with that Morphe M441 brush. Picking up the purple. So far, I'm not incurring any fallout with the shadows, which is nice. And I'm just gonna blend this down a little bit. And it's kind of catching right here on my primer. Okay, I'm going to change brushes. So I think I would be better suited off using my favorite little Sephora Crease Pro brush for the magnetic line, just because it's more of a tapered crease brush and I can really get the vibrancy that I want from the colors in that area, and then just take a smaller, fluffier brush and just diffuse the line. Then I'm just dabbing a little bit more extra, like in that area where my primer always catches. And I've dipped in quite a few times with this brush. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this MAC 224 and I'm going to go ahead and fix our blending on this little corner. Just go ahead and buff this little harsh, crazy lines out. And I'm looking straight on because I want to make sure I see the color, especially right here, because it just makes my eye look more lifted. And I'm just going to go in a little bit with that brush with that same purple shade. Just apply a little bit there just to add a little bit higher so the color is not getting lost. And this actually blends out really well. You know, a lot of purples can just like blend it into literally nothing. And then I do want it a little bit more pigmented, so I'm gonna go back in with that crease brush. Dab some right there. There we go. Yep. There. Same MAC blending brush. And blend out those lines. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and take this red color right here, and yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick it up with this, let's see. I have a flat shader brush right here by MAC, and this is 213, I want to say. Brush is so old, y'all. Right here, I can't even barely see the numbers. Just going to pick up some of this red, and this is more of a shimmer shade. And I have a tiny bit of fallout, like tiny little kick up, but nothing major at all. I'm just going to tap it off a little bit, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner, well, the inner corner, the outer corner of my eye. And this is a shimmer, so I'm going to go ahead and wet it and see if we can just kind of intensify this. So I have my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm just go ahead and wet the brush. Oh yeah, that really helped it. And I'm just doing packing motions to lay that color down. Bring it up to the crease so it meets. I am looking forward to spring. Like, as the wind whips around my building that I live in, I'm like, it is nowhere near spring. Okay, and I like the gradient that you get with that pink and purple right there, or pinkish and red color right there. And now I'm going to change brushes. I'm going to go in with my little Tarte synthetic steak brush, and I'm going to go in with this vibrant color right here. Making sure my brush is clean. Let me wipe it off. Okay, and not too much pickup with that one either. And I'm gonna apply it dry first, and then we'll see if we need to wet it. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm gonna bring that in the inner corner, and I'm gonna overlap it over that purple. Ooh, the color it creates over this purple. Do you see right here? That is goodness. Ooh. I'm just packing a little bit more on. And then I'm going to pick up a tiny bit more with my brush and I'm going to wet it using that same spray. Here. Ooh. Do you see? Oh my goodness. It just becomes like more multi-dimensional when you wet it. This is good. I'm probably going to bring a little more purple in here and fuse the red together because this color created such a gradient that I wasn't even ready for. I think we kind of lose, or we lose what's going on with the red right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take that little crease brush right here and I'm going to go back in. Go back in with the purple shade, of course. Dry paint stuff. My color switch went flying. Y'all know me. It's been a minute since I dropped something. And then I'm gonna just intensify this outer V. Okay, so it's like we have a little pop of red in the corner. And then I'm gonna go back in with the red shade. And I'm gonna fuse it together more. There we go. It's not quite a halo eye, but it kind of became a halo eye. And then I just want to see what happens when we layer this color over it. So let's see. This is what we're looking like so far. I'm just gonna turn that same brush over. Okay, kind of changed the effect of it, but I'm not mad at it. Let's see, let's try to wet it some. Okay, so this is the final look. What do you think? I think it is so pretty. The purple performed very well. I did have to build it up, but overall, I think like the star of the show is this particular color right here. It is definitely like a purple pinky shade, definitely more lilac. But if you wet it, there is a blue glitter that comes out and it's so pigmented once you wet it, and it's just very prominent. You can just definitely see it in the eyes. And then once you layer it over this dark purple shade, it just brings it out even more. So far I am just really loving this look. I actually like how this red shade played in with this look also. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna create another look and we'll see what we come up with, okay? Because I definitely want to use these shades right here. So let's go ahead and get into look 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the second look. I'm going to go ahead and play with the more vibrant colors. All the colors are vibrant, but you know, the brighter ones come out with a look that's not so dark this time. So I'm going to go in again with a fluffy brush. This is my Sephora Pro Crease number 10. Go in with the yellow shade here. Eyelids, I reprimed them using my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Caffeine. Oh, okay. So I did last time, if you remember, I used the lighter shade right here. So this actually blends very nicely over the primer. Just kind of stamp that in somewhat so we can see some of the yellow peeking through. Look, we want to look more like the sun. So I'm going to go in with this red shade right here. I'm going to pick up that same Sephora crease brush, that magnetic brush, but this shade is not so super shimmery, so it should be okay in my crease. It's more of like a satin shade. This might not be the brush for this particular shade in this area. Let's see. No, not the brush for me in that area. Okay, so let's pick up this flat brush and then I will go ahead and kind of lay the color down and then go ahead and blend. And it's, like I said, it's a little bit more of a satin shade, but I'm gonna kind of put the red somewhat in my crease. Because the yellow is only gonna show up so much of me. And then we have that other really light shade, so. There. And it's showing up, it's a light wash of color. Just gonna pack it in some more. Like I said, this is not a true matte, so you kind of have to build it up, take your time with it. But the pigmentation is coming up, so. And then with a fluffy brush, I'll go ahead and blend it out. But actually, this packing technique is actually doing okay. Don't necessarily need to blend, blend, blend. And then, let's see. Oh, it layered pretty nicely. So it got in that area. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of feather it up. And then, like I said, I'll go ahead and blend. Bring it up just a little bit right here. So it makes my eye look more lifted. That area. Cool. Okay. Now I'm going to take that same brush. I'm going to go in with the purple shade right here on the inner corner. And actually I'm going to switch brushes so I don't get any hard pan. Okay, going in with my Urban Decay Moon Dust brush. I was like, first brush I could find that's like flat. And plus these colors, they're a little darker, so sometimes they can benefit, you know, definitely from a scratchier brush. I do appreciate this purple not blending into nothing, but you do kind of have to build it up. But it gives nice depth. Looks like, is it patchy? Well, I just didn't add any right there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with that Sephora crease brush. I'm just gonna really intensify that like I did in the first look. And I actually don't have any fallout from this look. And I'm gonna bring it over ever so slightly. Just right here. So I know I want to use these two shades right here. And then I want to see if we can go ahead and get that yellow to stick kind of like as an inner quarter highlight rather. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use the other side of my Moon Dust brush, and I'm going to pick up the darker bronze shade right here, and I'm gonna pack this on my lid. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this color right here. I'm just gonna flip that brush around. Put it in my inner corner right here. Gives it a little bit of highlight. So I'm not doing an inner corner, but I'm doing like this little inner corner. This little gold shade is pretty as well. You know what? I think I want to bring it up here. You know, I'll do a little shimmer in my crease today. Okay. And then I'm gonna go in with this stiff, this shader brush right here, and I'm gonna pick up. Let's see. let's do a tiny dab of concealer first, because I want the yellow shade to show. So I'm going to take, where is it? Oh, my ABH concealer brush, and this is the Fenty concealer in the shade 370. And I'm just gonna put it right here. Blend it out, of course, because I want the yellow to pop. That is my intention, that matte yellow. Now going back in with that brush right there. Picking up that matte yellow. Looks like this on the brush. Ooh, yep, that did it, because that concealer was super tacky. So anytime you want like a matte shade to really, really show up, just do it before it's super tacky. Just do it before the concealer is dry. You want the concealer to be super tacky. That's what I'm saying. That really helped the cause. All right, let's blend this out. Okay, going in with my MAC 224 brush. Get that harsh line out of there. Let's see if we can kind of put a little more concealer right there and bring that yellow up some. I'm fearing it's just looking like a little bit of a blob up close and personal. Then we go ahead and blend. And it did pop over this yellow, but I'm like, it looks, the texture of it just looks funny. So I'm like, okay. Okay, we'll let it dry. I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay guys, what do you guys think of the second look? I think it came out really cute. And I'm loving kind of like the versatility that you can get with this palette. I mean, it's just, sorry, I'm like, what happened to my voice? So it's just 8 cute shades. And at first I was feeling some kind of way when I opened up the package and was like, ooh, when they said petite, they really were not lying. This is really petite. But as I have it here, my little workstation is small. I'm like, okay, this works. It's not too big. It's not going to take up too much space. So if you don't have a lot of room to get ready, I think that's great. You don't have to worry about a big bulky packaging just in the way. You just have your eyeshadows, minimal packaging. And you know, sometimes that's all you need a palette to be. So I find that the purple shade is really beautiful. I think that it's definitely a shade that you definitely have to build up, but once you get ready to go ahead and blend it out, it does not disappear into anything. And I find that most of these shades, they blend out very well. Like, you don't have to even do much work to blend them out, which is pretty nice, especially depending, you know, how vibrant a shade can be. Sometimes it could just take a lot to blend out a particular shade, but these shades had no problem blending out. I think one of the favorite shades right now of this palette is still this particular shade right here. It is just so pretty. The reflex of blue that you see in once, especially once you wet it, it just like really shines through. And then you put it over the matte purple. It's beautiful. The red, I like it. It's definitely more of a satin finish. It's not a shimmer finish per se. And you can put it in a crease. I didn't have any problem like building up in a crease, but it is a lot lighter, I would say. The yellow shade is nice also, but it is not like a bold yellow shade where you have to kind of be intimidated by it. You do see like a nice wash of yellow. If you want to like make it more pigmented or make it more bold, you're definitely going to have to maybe put it over like a tacky base and wait to like you're definitely going to have to put it over a tacky base like concealer or some type of eyeshadow primer, and then go right ahead and put the yellow shade over. You do not want to wait till it dries down, because then otherwise it won't be that bold and it will not pop that much. These two shimmers right here, especially this one right here in the corner with this greenish gold shift, and this one, these two shimmers are kind of like high foiled shine shimmers, as I could say. And I only had like one really small interaction with this particular shade, but I put it over the red in the first look, so I can't really say how that one looks by itself as a standalone shade. And then this shade, for me, it's just like, whatever. So you know, it's like a shade like that I don't have much use for. So, I mean, you know, but overall, I'm really liking this palette. I think the colors are fun. I think this is a palette that you can definitely just like pop in your bag. It's a great accent palette if you're looking for some like bold, fiery colors that speak spring/summertime to you. I think this is like a perfect cute palette, especially if you don't want to fill your collection with a whole lot of things or a very big palette of that nature. This is something cute. You can pack it. You can take it on a trip along with your neutral palette and then bust this out to just kind of amp up your looks. So I think it's really cute. And so far I'm enjoying it. So I hope you like the 2 looks that I did with this palette. And just drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think about the palette and if you plan on picking it up. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, my chair.